Japanorama.
Konnichiwa and welcome to Japanorama. We Brits like to think of ourselves as the world's top purveyors of quality comedy, and if by quality one means number of BAFTAs won, then sure, we are the funniest. But every culture tries to make the masses laugh, and Japan is no exception. Which means that the word for tonight is Owarai. Which means...
Comedy!
That's right, tonight Japanorama looks at Japanese comedy, or laughter of magnitude to make one's bowels explode. You might think the Japanese are too busy working to waste time laughing, but underneath that regimented exterior, steeped in thousand-year-old traditions of kabuki, tea ceremonies and the odd geisha providing an evening's entertainment, there lies a broad spectrum of Japanese comedy. It can range from simple slapstick to the darker arts of extreme stunts, to humour that plumbs the depths of the human psyche. One thing is for sure, whilst much Japanese comedy may look familiar, it is on the whole quite different from our own. Viewed through our eyes, it's sometimes funny, sometimes too weird for words. So tonight we present an array of Japanese comedy, or as they say here, is that a shogun in your pocket, or are you just happy sashimi?
We are the Tokyo Shock Boys!
Extreme stunt comedy, the sort of thing we associate now with crazy Americans like Jackass or those Welsh wild boys Dirty Sanchez, actually has its roots in Japan. From the land of ritual disembowelment, it's the Tokyo Shock Boys.
Our purpose is laughing, comedy.
The Tokyo Shock Boys, Japan's most internationally recognized comedians, have been shocking since 1990.
We love shocking. We hate boring.
Their act is reminiscent of an old-time circus freak show. Some of their set pieces are too shocking even for us to show.
I have very strong genitals. I can carry up to 20 kilograms with my balls.
20キロぐらいのもの持ち上げます。
Although their sterling efforts to shock have left them with some gruesome battle scars.
One of the fireworks in my backside misfired and I had a very badly burned ass. It was embarrassing to show the doctor.
Whilst their extreme comedy is now seen as typifying Japanese humour all over the world, how is it received in Japan?
In Japan, the craze is all about Owarai, stand-up comedy. No one takes any interest in our line of business. So if we go, there will be no one doing our kind of shows.
And just how long these aging rockers can continue donning napalm nappies with a firecracker up their jacksie and a 50-pound weight on their dangly bits, Lord only knows.
I think we will do it until the day we die.
Just like us really funny Brits, the Japanese love their stand-up comedy, and the most successful stand-ups are double acts, a tradition known as manzai. The Japanese are always looking for ways to update and invigorate the manzai double act. So there's underwater manzai, The slightly dodgy animal manzai. And finally, this being Japan, there's the ultimate 21st century manzai double act. Please welcome to the stage of my Tokyo apartment, Zenjiro and his pal Paparo, the comedy robot. Zenjiro-san, hajimemashite, dozo yoroshiku.
はじめまして、よろしくお願いします。
What can you tell me about Paparo, the comedy robot? What is the idea behind him?
Alright, so before my partner is human, but he's not perfect. But now he's perfect.
So robot comedy is removing the errors and the mistakes from comedy, is that right?
You're correct.
Good.
Yeah.
Now Zenjiro, if you're anything like comedians in England, normally after a show, the ladies like to spend some time and get to know the comedians. I guess if you're in a double act with a robot, you can pick and choose.
Oh, really? Yeah, I hope so.
Papajiro.
Yes.
Papajiro.
And Zenjiro.
And Zenjiro
Hi.
will now perform for you.
Shall we do some manzai?
I can do manzai. I'm a robot, so I can do a straight man.
You're right. I went to Roppongi and there was a long-haired girl. I look at her in her face, and she was a man. You're supposed to come in there now.
Your level of joke is hard enough for me to respond.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was great and well done. Very good. I don't know if you know the English comedian Jack D.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Jack D, only I think he's taller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Konnichiwa.
こんにちは。違うかな。ありがとうございます。
To try to discover whether comedy really is the universal language, I've decided to embark on a bold and exciting experiment. Armed with this book of traditional manzai comedy, which is the old-style double-act comedy, I'm going to try it out on unsuspecting passers-by in this marketplace and see whether, with my unique British style of delivery, I can raise some big laughs. Wish me luck, or as they say out here, gambate. Okay, here we go. You're going to like this one. It involves David Beckham and Sexu. Husband to wife, husband. Oi, Beckham from the England team scored 2 goals yesterday. Is that supposed to be great? Obviously that's great. How great? If I'm to give an example, it's like me having sex with you twice in one night. Oh my God, that is great. Thank you. Arigato. I like to think the performance sold that. Nihon Jobu. My husband knocked himself on the back of his head after collapsing. Oh no, he might be suffering from internal hemorrhaging. But since he knocked himself on the head, I felt it'd be dangerous to move him. A good decision. But to prevent him from being brain dead, I swung him on a giant swing to send blood to his head. Don't move him like that. Ii desu ne? Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu. I'm having no luck with the manzai. I'm going to resort to an old traditional British joke. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender, bartendu, he says, "Why the long face?" No? Good? Ii desu?
Okay.
Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you. ありがとうございます。
Thank you. Thank you.
Japanorama.
And now Japanorama proudly presents Madame Shiroto and her amazingly cute little rascals in Something Smell Funny.
In Japan, in February, there is a day dedicated to the eve of spring. The tradition is to throw roasted beans. This reflects the desire to expel bad things that accumulate in your home. And so we open the door and throw the beans at someone who takes on the role of a demon. We're saying, "Demons out! Demons out!" Wishing lots of good things to come in. We close the door, say, "Luck in," and throw the beans inward.
Early spring in Japan is a precious and enchanting time. That's when the cherry blossom or sakura bloom. But it only lasts a week or maybe two, so you have to make the most of it. And it's become a real tradition to come to one of the many beautiful parks and enjoy a picnic with old friends, or maybe even make some new ones, which is exactly what I'm doing here today. And my new friend is Hadoge.
Spring Food! I'm HG! Jonathan.
That's right.
Okay.
Jonathan Sandes. Shall we picnic?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. As in Britain, Japan periodically elevates one comic du jour to superstar status. And these days, it's a pro wrestler and family-friendly favourite known as Hard Gay Man. This big, gay superhero caught the public's imagination by running around Tokyo in latex doing good deeds.
Okay! Hard Gay taxi です。タクシーお待ちですよね。ハードゲータクシー乗ってくださいよ、ちょっと。
While teaching people who commit minor misdemeanors the error of their ways.
ポイ捨て禁止。禁止。Okay?
By repeatedly thrusting his crotch into their faces.
ポイ捨て禁止。ハードゲーです。Okay! 受付所。
Even conservative middle Japan has fallen in love with this pro wrestling Freddie Mercury dresser-like whose whole act is based upon one simple catchphrase. And one crude body maneuver. But does the news that he is dating female starlet Anna Suzuki mean that Hard Gay's been outed as straight? I've made it my mission to find out. It's lovely to meet you on behalf of the BBC here. Let me ask you something, Hard Gay. First of all, are you really hard?
Hard.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. And are you really gay?
Yeah, まあ私二重人格。
Oh yeah, I'm schizophrenic. One side is Sumitani-kun and the other side is hard gay. My hard gay side is a virgin. He has no experience of men, but the spirit is gay.
処女なんです、処女。
I'm pleased to say that my hard gay side is also virgin.
Okay. いらっしゃいませ。あー、どうもどうも。
Known previously as pro wrestler Razor Ramon, Hard Gay became Japan's most unlikely sweetheart in 2005.
いいです、ソニー点々ぞ。
His big break came on a Saturday night variety show. How popular are you in Japan? We have a crowd here. I know, but your comedy seems to be very successful. Why do you think that is?
ああ、そうですか。そうですね、これ
I really don't know,
何が
but
面
it
白い
just
かわ
got
からないんですけども。
I'm not sure, but I can't believe that I'm so popular.
Such is his popularity, Hard Gay, who studied his character in Tokyo's underground gay clubs, has been credited with persuading conservative Japan to accept gay culture. His massive range of Hard Gay merchandising is flying off the shelves, and a Hard Gay feature film is currently in development under the working title Machine Gun Penis. Who would you like to see playing Hard Gay?
まあ私自身がやりたいのが一番ですけども。
Of course I want to play
もし誰かにやっ
myself,
てもらうとしたら。
but if anybody else does it, it would have to be Mr. Morgan Freeman.
Well,
You know?
yeah, you kind of look alike. This kind of outfit in England is normally only seen in certain clubs. Did you buy it in such a place? Was it in a specialist store, or is this something that perhaps your mother had made for you?
お母さんはですね、まあ私のこの
My mother doesn't like me doing this act, and is always telling me to stop.
You see, mothers, what do they know?
ハードゲイ。
The popularity of Hard Gay's crotch thrust amongst schoolchildren has apparently so upset the Japanese PTA that in one district they've banned children from emulating their homosexual hero in school playgrounds.
そうですね、まあ腰振り。
Well, when I shake my hips, some narrow-minded mothers think it's a dirty act, and I do get complaints about it all the time. However, the kids seem to enjoy it because they don't really know what it's about. And I'm an action hero for kids.
Oh, well, that's an action-packed hero. A press furore surrounded the announcement that Hard Gay is launching a brand new move and a brand new catchphrase. I can't even get down that low. Okay, hold it. Hold on, I'm hanging out. Hold on. Okay. Whoa! I'll show you one. This is one I've come up with for you. Ready? Box fresh. Box fresh. That's a new one for you. You can have that as my gift to you.
Okay, thank you.
How do Gay? It has been a pleasure to meet you. I wish you continued success, and if you come over to the UK, I suspect you will be as big a hit over there as you are here, because we love a man in tight shorts.
Is there someone in the UK like me?
No one like you. There is no one like you. There used to be a fellow called Julian Clary, but he's put on too much weight.
This is a huge dream for us to be playing here.
Well, what's my name?
Konbanwa, we are the Magic Numbers.
With the world's second biggest record market, if you're a top British band, you're going to want to try and conquer Japan. So find out how it's done, as each week we join the Magic Numbers. Romeo, Michelle, Sean and Angela on their debut Japanese tour.
Hi, we're the Magic Numbers. Come join us on the road as we tour Japan.
Arigato.
Magic number.
Oh.
Thank you.
There's absolutely no time to do anything. You tour the world, you don't see anything. You see the hotel, the venue, a room that they've booked for you to do press in. You meet the interviewers.
Hello, we are the Magic Numbers.
You meet a few fans and you meet whatever bartender is trying to get you out of the pub at the end of the night. So.
Long legs don't give me no head rush in the morning.
Even if the band don't.
What are you on about?
Well, somebody said, we've got everything, let's go. And I stupidly listened to it, didn't I?
What are you talking? I don't know what you're talking
My case has been left behind at the airport.
It's still the case.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's responsible for their own bags, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. That's my stupidity, but that's not the point. I should have checked. I mean, somebody said, all the cases are off, let's go. So, stupidly, I listened, didn't I?
What are you going to do?
Fuck off.
George is probably the victim from, the band. We all abuse George. He's kind of like the guy that before we go on stage, he relieves some of the nerves.
Maybe it was left outside.
Maybe the baby was in there. Thank God he was safe.
Now I wanna lose your love, but I don't wanna choose just one. I don't wanna lose your love. Oh, when it's gone.
To be honest, most Japanese TV and film comedy would leave the average Brit unamused. But when it comes to art, while we're all pickled sharks and unmade beds and manure Madonnas, much of their output is wildly inventive and, best of all, funny.
Hello, we are QP. Yay!
QP are a trio of Kyoto-based artists. Their outrageous performance art, combining visual humour with risque burlesque, has made them wildly popular amongst young Japanese.
Well, it's normally said that laughter and art are rather difficult to combine. Art has a very elegant image and so it's hard. In our case, it's just that it made us laugh while we were making it.
Rare for Japanese humour, QP's unique brand of comedy art has made them an international hit. They've toured extensively, including a 2003 show at the Tate Modern. And it's the solo work of QP director Ishibashi that really highlights just how dark and disturbing Japanese humour can get. It was on his TV show, Vermilion Pleasure Nights, that he debuted his most notorious creation, Oh Mikey.
ママ、これから日本での生活が始まるんだね。そうよ、マイキー。私たちこれから日本での生活を始めるのよ。
そうだ。これからは日本人として生活していくんだよ。
Oh Mikey charts the adventures of your typical all-American family, the Fukons, and their exploits in Japan.
I used to love American soap opera when I was a child, so I wanted to create that kind of image. But using ordinary Japanese people for it would make it a parody. So I used mannequins to make it surreal animation.
This bizarre black comedy depicts the Fukons as odious and abusive parents who neglect their only child, poor little Mikey.
Well, I don't want to say that Oh Mikey is taking the piss out of Americans. It does include some sarcastic part.
マイキー、助けてちょうだい。踊れ。わかったよ。踊るよ。マイキー、もっと楽しそうに踊りなさい。ランララランララ。
回るんだ、マイキー。
これでいいの？
逆立ちしろ。
これでいいの？
Just how dark Oh Mikey gets can be seen by some of the situations that befall the little boy. He's kidnapped and returned in a box.
あら、マイキー。わーいわーい。家に帰ったぞ。
Possessed by the devil.
マイキー。
黙れ、豚ども。おう、マイキーの母親がそんなことをしてはいけないぞ。
あなた、マイキーに聞こえるわ。
And spontaneously combusts while his parents make love.
わーいわーい。遊園地遊園地。わーいわーい。遊園地遊園地。
Over 100 of the 3-minute episodes have already been bought by an American cable station. But what will America make of the filthy Fukons?
The first time it was shown in New York, there were so many angry Americans. I'm surprised it's going to be on air there again.
やめてよ。全部嘘だよ。僕、悪魔なんかじゃないよ。やめてよ。
So God knows what they will think of it.
死ね。
Japanorama.
Japanese cinema is renowned and respected throughout the world for its operatic action, incredible anime, and fresh take on horror. If you want a good laugh, however, you will probably not turn Japanese. But here are 3 recent comedy releases from the mainstream to the arguably offensive that just might show us what we've been missing. Cop in a Wig features a top Tokyo detective. It's a sort of police squad for baldies as it focuses on one man's relationship with his toupee. And it shows how, when used correctly, a wig can be nothing short of deadly. Becoming the scourge of the Japanese underworld and underwear. And teen comedies? Yep, they've got them. Here's the hit of 2005, Cromarty High. Essentially a series of wacky sketches aimed at pubescent boys, Cromarty High is about a dysfunctional school that gets invaded by stylish space monkeys. And like all the best comedies, it ends in total annihilation. But when it comes to political satire porno, Japan has no rivals, and I mean literally no rivals. The glamorous life of Sachiko Hanai tells the everyday story of a genius prostitute who encounters President Bush's forefinger on a Tokyo rooftop. She soon discovers the true meaning of shock and awe. And after what seems like years, the troops finally pull out. Well, we've had a fabulous Far East Fun Fest. We've made some new friends, but what have we learned? Our comedy, or our Owarai, as maybe I should be saying. If laughter is the best medicine, then crying is obviously the worst. Unless, of course, you've got something stuck in your eye, in which crying can be a very effective way to flush out the irritant. Oh yeah, some of the say, good night.
More comedy and with stupid style tomorrow at 11 on BBC Three. And next, it's a trauma uncut double bill.